and this is about Epcot. I'm Morgan,
And I'm Evan.
and today in our park series, we will be reviewing Epcot.
Alright, we visited Epcot on March 11th, 2020. At this time, there was a lot of construction going on in Epcot with the Guardians of the Galaxy ride and all the other things that were happening, so it was kind of a hassle to get around. But it was also a part of the Flower and Garden Festival, which was really beautiful and really fun.
Yeah, so now we're going to get into reviewing the attractions. The first attraction that we actually went on was Test Track.
Yeah, Test Track is a high-speed slot car dark ride. It was originally built by Dynamic Structures in 1988. Test Track was refurbished with a new overlay sponsored by Chevrolet in 2012.
So this is my first time at any of the Disney World parks, as some of you may know, and so this is my first time on Test Track, and I thought it was really cool that we get to design our own car and actually get to test it and ride it. I really thought that was a cool idea. Our car was, it was a little green compact car, and it was very energy efficient, so that's kind of why it was green. And I don't know, it didn't do that well, but
It did really well in the efficiency category.
Yeah.
Everything else, not so
much,
great, but you know, we still had fun.
But it was fun, and we'll insert some pictures of us. We took some pictures in the Chevrolet cars in the showroom, so it was pretty fun.
I enjoyed Test Track. It's one of those coaster-like rides at the Disney parks that is a lot of fun. The next ride we did was Soarin' Around the World. And Soarin's a flight motion simulator ride built by Dynamic Structures. And it opened in Epcot in 2005 as Soarin' Over California, reopened in 2016 with the new Soarin' Over the World overlay. So, what'd you think, Morgan?
I thought that was a really cool experience. I'm glad we went on this before Flight of Passage because it's kind of similar, but
Yeah, it's not
the same.
not as cool as Flight of
And
Passage.
Evan hyped up this orange smell.
I was very disappointed. I didn't actually know that they changed it from Soarin' Over California. And the best part of the ride was smelling the orange groves. There's no orange groves. Bring back the orange groves.
The next ride that we went on was Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth is the dark ride attraction. Of course, that's housed in the geodesic sphere. The big ball that represents Epcot. It opened in 1982 and was designed by Walt Disney Imagineering. The ride demonstrates advancements in human communication skills throughout time.
It was one of those longer rides, but I really enjoyed it. I liked how we got to be a part of the story of the ride, where they take your picture and they kind of include you in like what the future of communication might be. So that was really a cool element. And they were gonna go under construction soon, right?
Yeah, so it was supposed to be refurbished. Actually, the last day would have been the day we're recording this, which is May 26th. So obviously they're going to be starting the refurbishment whenever they're able to start construction again, which I think will be really nice. It's a fun ride, but it definitely showed its age a little bit. It was talking about, the history of communication, and the last show that it shows is, I'm pretty sure, Steve Jobs in his garage in the 70s. So it can definitely use a new overlay. I'm really excited to see what they do with that when they get that done. I heard it's going to take about 1 to 2 years, and it might even be pushed back further now due to the current situation. But I'm excited to see that next time or in the future when we go back. What ride was next, Morgan?
The next ride is Journey into Imagination with Figment, and they have the little song, Imagination. I really liked that one. Figment's so cute. I did not like the skunk smell that they had. I wish it smelled sweet, but Figment's a little bit mischievous. I thought that ride was really cute. I've noticed that my first time at Disney World, all of my favorite rides are the ones with original characters and songs usually, or something new that comes directly from the parks. I've noticed those are my favorites. So I really liked this one.
Yeah, that's interesting. So as a lot of people know, this originally opened in 1983 as Journey into Imagination. And it was a much longer ride at that time, and it featured the popular character of the Dreamfinder. But then it was rethemed in 1999 and the ride was drastically shortened. It was rethemed to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids at that time, and then it was rethemed again in 2002 to the ride now. It didn't include Figment in the second iteration. A lot of people were upset about that, so they brought Figment back.
I would be upset.
Yeah, but that's one I would really like to ride, the original version of the ride with the Dreamfinder and the much longer layout. I think that would be something that'd be really cool.
The next ride that we'll talk about is Mission Space.
It's a motion simulator built by Walt Disney Imagineering. It opened in 2003, and the kind of story of the ride is you're simulating astronaut training for the first mission to Mars in the future.
We were pretty excited. I think we were both pretty excited for this one.
Yeah.
But we really were thrill seekers, so we were excited for that reason. And I don't know, we kind of felt old after riding this because we were like, oh, our back hurts. I feel like nauseous after this ride.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been on this ride before when I was younger, and we did the orange side, the more intense side.
Yeah.
I'd been on that side before, and it was one I really enjoyed it when I was younger. And not that I didn't enjoy it now, I still like the ride, but we definitely felt a little dizzy, a little nauseous getting off of it. And I know, like me, I can do any kind of roller coaster, anything like that, no problems. But when it gets to spinny rides or motion simulators, sometimes they give me trouble. So beware that if you aren't able to do motion simulators. I think next time we're gonna try the green side just to see what it's like.
We're just gonna try that next time.
The story's different as well. It's a journey like around the orbit of the Earth, so it'd be interesting to see both sides. But maybe try the green side if you know you're prone to motion sickness, because that's not what you want at your day. What's the next ride, Morgan?
The next attraction is the Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the Three Caballeros.
So this ride opened, it's a musical boat ride in the Mexico Pavilion. It opened in 2007, and it was actually the first attraction in the World Showcase to feature Disney characters with the Three Caballeros and, of course, Donald Duck.
So it's a boat ride, I had to like it. You go into the Mexican Pavilion building.
The pyramid.
We go into the Mexican Pavilion, and they have like the shops, and they have a lot about newish Coco movie, just because it kind of ties in.
Yeah.
But we decided to go on this attraction, and there was nobody in line. Walked on.
Yeah, there was absolutely no one.
We couldn't see anyone in front of us or behind us on this ride. Like, it was just us, really. And I loved it. I think this is I would say this is the most underrated ride at Epcot. I really would. I don't know, maybe you don't agree, but I really liked it. I liked the song. It was really fun. Beautiful. It was honestly beautiful, what they did. I like how you kind of ride past on your boat to the people dining in that building. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, and we were going to get right back on, because when we got on there was no line, and then when we got off there was like probably a 10-15 minute line, so we were like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
definitely would have rode it again if there was no line, though.
Yeah. The next ride we did was Frozen Ever After. It's a musical log flume ride. It opened in 2016. Of course, the original ride was Maelstrom in Norway, and it uses the same ride vehicles and a similar layout, and this was built by Intamin Amusement Rides. What do you think about Frozen Ever After, Morgan?
I'll just talk about the whole experience. I thought the queue the same as Maelstrom?
No, it was definitely rethemed. Yeah.
Okay, so I thought the queue was very detailed.
It was.
To the movie and everything. I really liked that. I loved the boats. We sat by, I think, a little girl on that ride.
I think so, yeah.
So that was really fun because it's Frozen, so she was probably really excited. They used the new animatronic style on this, so it looks just like the cartoon movie, and it was really magical and fun. I really liked it. I wish it wasn't just the story of Frozen retold. I wish it was something a little bit different, but like a extra story,
a little new story, something like that.
I would have liked that, but I get it.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I, like some people, was kind of like disappointed when I heard that Maelstrom was going to be replaced, because I really enjoyed that, and I thought that was a really cool bit of culture that you got with Norway. But I was pleasantly surprised. I really thought they put a lot of detail into Frozen, and the ride experience, that the layout is still the same, so it still has a lot of the fun aspects that a lot of people enjoyed with Maelstrom. So I was pleasantly surprised by the Frozen Ever After.
Yeah.
Last attraction we're going to talk about is The Seas with Nemo and Friends. It was a dark ride built by Walt Disney Imagineering in 2007. You ride through on your little clam mobiles, and you get to see the characters interacting with real fish in an aquarium as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yep, it was, I'd say very similar to the Little Mermaid clam shell.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I was talking about going on this one. We kind of almost forgot about it.
Yeah, it was one of those ones we almost forgot to do, but we got it in, and it was good. Especially with little kids, I think it would be really cool.
I didn't know there was a live aquarium in it too, so that was a smart idea. I liked it.
Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about some of the live entertainment. We didn't see a lot of live entertainment at Epcot just because we were trying to do everything, especially with Flower and Garden going on. But we did see, I need you to pronounce this because I don't know how to pronounce French.
Serveur amusant.
So those are the French acrobats that balance on the chairs and things like that. We just saw like a short portion of it when he was like all the way up there. I thought it was amazing. I don't know how they do that.
They do the street performing. We learned about that in my high school French class, so that was cool. It felt like where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, it was cool. There was a big crowd around. Everyone was really enjoying the show. So, and then we also saw the nighttime fireworks, Epcot Forever. What'd you think about it, Morgan?
I would say out of all the nighttime shows we saw, this is probably my least favorite.
I definitely agree.
We saw it at the
La Cantina de San Angel.
Yeah, we sat at that restaurant and enjoyed our chips, and Evan had a margarita, and we just sat there and enjoyed it. I don't know if maybe that's part of the reason. I didn't think so. Because just the view was a little bit obstructed.
There's a little obstruction.
But to be fair, I didn't think they put that much effort into this show. It wasn't like Happily Ever After. It wasn't, like, we really liked the Animal Kingdom show, which was very similar to Epcot Forever, but this one didn't really have a story, I guess.
Yeah, my brother lives down in Orlando, and he says he's pretty sure it's a temporary show, and that the next show that they put is going to include more Disney characters kind of interacting with their different like pavilions around the lagoon, which I think will be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend them to update this show. It was kind of, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it's not a show that I'm remembering many things from.
No, I can barely remember
looking
the
back
details
a couple months
of it. So
we also got to have some character experiences at Epcot. I think the first one that we saw was Winnie the Pooh, way back tucked in the back of the United Kingdom England Pavilion, and that was really cool. He was back there. There was not a big line at all. We walked like pretty much right in. There was one person in front of us, and Pooh was awesome. And
it was in the bedroom.
Yeah, Christopher Robin's bedroom.
Christopher Robin's bedroom. So it was really cute, and I think this was probably the most intimate character experience because we got to be like in the room just with Pooh, and we had a long time. I think there was no one really behind us, so
yeah, it was nice. There was no line, so they weren't kind of. Sometimes they can kind of rush you through a little bit with characters if they have a long line, which of course I understand. But
yeah, that was really cool. Sweet.
We got some really good pictures too.
Yeah, we'll show you those. And Evan, you want to talk about the next character?
Yes, of course. We got to meet my favorite, Goofy. I love Goofy. I love meeting him every time. I got to wear my Goofy hat, my Goofy ears while we met him. He complimented my ears, and he did a really fun thing where he was he was having me mirror him because, I had the hat on, so I looked like him. So we got some really good pictures of that as well. And that was another one where there wasn't a huge line, and I think we got a little bit of a longer experience with Goofy, and he was my favorite, so I just loved meeting him every time.
And then with that, we got to meet my favorite princess, Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. So she was in France. She has her gazebo there, and I was kind of speechless when
You
I met
were.
her.
I was
So-
taking pictures of Morgan because it was her favorite, so I wanted to get pictures of just her and Aurora at first. And Aurora was talking to her about picking berries and things like that, and Morgan just had the biggest smile on her face, and she was just like nodding along. She was speechless. It was really cute.
Yeah, and well, I didn't know she was going to be in her princess, like pink dress,
Yeah.
or if she was going to be in Briar Rose, because we were kind of in town in France. So I didn't know what they would pick, but I was so happy she was wearing her princess gown. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And she was so nice, and we had a really good conversation. Actually, about the berries, she told me to take my prince to go pick berries. So
That's me.
that's what she told me to do. That was really magical.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about food. You know us, we love the food. We got a lot of food at Epcot because they had the different food stands for the Flower and Garden Festival. So we had a lot of snacks throughout the day and less big meals, and that worked out really well for us. So the first thing, when we were waiting on our Soarin' Fast Pass, we had a little breakfasty snack at Sunshine Seasons. Down in the Land Pavilion, we had a whoopie pie with red velvet cream cheese and chocolate chip filling with a little Mickey on top. And we had banana bread and orange juice, and it was good. The whoopie pie was not really breakfast, it was more dessert, but you know, it's Disney World, you gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah, and that place would be really good for anyone, and they're fast and it's very big, a lot of options. So.
Yeah, we went there for breakfast, but lunch and dinner, they have a lot of different options that are cheap, quick service, and really good. I've been there for lunch before.
So the next place we went was in France. It was Les Halles Boulangerie Pastry. We had our lunch there, and it's very authentic bakery France style. So we got to kind of walk through the line and pick what we wanted. Evan had the Dean's BLT, which was like a turkey BLT sandwich.
Really good.
And then I had quiche Lorraine, which was like a ham and Gruyere quiche, a whole pie actually. And then we split bisque de homard, which was lobster bisque. So it was really good. Evan recommended that place to me.
Yeah, we actually ate there during my high school band and choir trip to Disney World because, you know, we were in high school. We were trying to eat at a lot of the cheaper restaurants, so we found that, and I would definitely recommend it if you're not going to eat at like a French restaurant later in the day, one of the bigger French restaurants. It has really authentic food. The sandwiches and bread are really good. It's a quick service, so the prices are cheap, and they have a lot of pastries, French pastries as well. So I would definitely recommend it for a quick, cheap option. The only thing is that when it's busy, there's not a lot of seating around, but we were able to just find a bench in
we ate outside.
the France Pavilion.
We ate outside, and it was busy in that restaurant, but they were fast. So don't worry about it if it looks busy. The next place we went was it was like a pop-up tent, and it was called Cool Wash, and we had Evan picked out a Coca-Cola and Coke and cherry slushy, and it had Nerds candy in it. So we drank that as a refreshment.
Yeah, I love icy, so when I saw that, I was like, it was a good day for it because it was a little warm at Epcot that day too, so it was really refreshing.
Do you call it slushies or ices?
I change every time.
Okay, well, comment down below what you call it.
Icy's like the name brand of the brand that like makes them, but
Or there's all sorts of names for it.
right, yeah.
So, and then we stopped by Joffrey's Coffee because, you know, if you've watched our videos, this is now like our third day of searching for a donut. So finally found one at Joffrey's. It was a big, giant frosted donut with sprinkles. It was actually frozen themed, so mine had like light blue icing with snowflakes on it.
Yeah. It was not Mickey shaped.
Not Mickey shaped though. So, but we did have one, and it was good.
It was.
And then the last place we went that wasn't Flower and Garden Festival was La Cantina de
San Angelo.
I guess you should say that one. I should say the French ones.
I took Spanish, she took French. So we went to La Cantina de San Angelo. I decided to go there because it was the only like quick service restaurant that has the view of the lagoon, so you can see Epcot forever. So we went there and we just got some chips and guac at the end of the night with some salsa from their salsa bar. And I also got a lime frozen margarita, which was really good. Great to end the night on. It's a good place to, if you want to have a snack while watching the fireworks. We did have people that were standing in front of us and blocking, like, not just our view, but it was frustrating me because they were blocking like little kids' views. So that was a little frustrating, and that's bound to happen sometimes. But it was a good idea, I think.
It's a good idea. We were just talking about how we were glad we did that because it was much more relaxing to be in there and having our snacks. So
Yeah.
And then now we'll talk about the Flower and Garden Festival. Evan, do you want to show them the merchandise?
So one thing, we really liked the color scheme of the Flower and Garden Festival because my favorite color is orange, Morgan's favorite color is lime green. So it was both, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but we got reusable straws. It says Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival 2020, and there's a little Mickey eating an apple with his boots and overalls on. Morgan has her straws at her house right now.
Yeah, it was a 2-pack, so mine was green with orange thing on it.
Yeah,
I think they were cheap, and we wanted something from that because we loved whoever designed all that merchandise. It's really cute.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it was something cheap and like useful after, because we'll use reusable straws all the time. So
yeah, so we got that, and then part of the festival is they have
the topiaries of all the different characters around the park. So we got a bunch of good pictures. We saw Pooh Bear and his balloon. We got one with Captain Hook, and I like Captain Hook because once upon a time I was in a ballet of Peter Pan and I played Captain Hook, so I have a special connection with him. Morgan got one with the Three Caballeros because she loved the ride so much. I loved that one. And then another one with Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy with the Epcot ball in the background, which is a really good one. And then we got Woody and Bo Peep. Together. We both love Toy Story. And of course Toy Story 4 had just come out recently when we saw that. And then the last one that we got was a picture with Kermit the Frog on his bike. And that kind of leads us into our talking about the food and beverage of the Flower and Garden Festival. If we put the picture up here, you can see that we have Morgan has a blood orange aqua fresca, which was one of the drinks we got during the Flower and Garden Festival. It was really refreshing.
It was very,
really
very good. We drank it in like
sweet.
2 seconds. Actually, anything that we ate from Flower and Garden was gone pretty fast.
Yeah.
The next thing we had, we had snacks obviously all throughout the day, but we actually ate dinner at these little stands.
Mm-hmm.
So the place was called the Citrus Blossom, and Evan had a lobster tail with Meyer lemon emulsion and grilled lemon. And then I had a crispy chicken. It was citrus chicken with orange aioli and baby greens. It actually had like a little purple edible flower on top. So what do you think of your
The lobster tail was so good. I love lobster. It was really fresh, and with the lemon emulsion and the grilled lemon on top, it was really refreshing. I wanted like 3 more, but yeah, I could have eaten that for a long time.
Mine was really good too. And we had so much. We also had an orange cream shake too with that. I don't even remember. We must have drank that in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I barely remember it, but everything was so good from there. And another really cool thing, they don't typically have Dole Whip at Epcot.
No, I don't think so.
So they had a stand called the Pineapple Promenade, and they had a pineapple Dole Whip float with Fanta. It was a littler cup, but we got to have Dole Whip again, so it was extra bonus.
Extra bonus getting Dole Whip again. So I would definitely recommend going to Epcot during Flower and Garden Festival. I didn't realize initially that they had all these food stands as well as the different topiaries that they have, and I think it's really interesting because I don't think it's like as crowded as the Food and Wine Festival, but the food is really good. So I would definitely recommend if you want to go to Epcot during not as busy of a time, definitely try to go from March to June when the Flower and Garden Festival is going on.
So overall, I would say my biggest surprise was, I guess, the Three Caballeros ride, because I liked that one a lot.
Good. I think mine was that I really enjoyed the Frozen Ever After ride. I thought I wasn't gonna particularly like the new theming or anything, but the ride layout's the same. It's still fun, and the animatronics and everything inside the ride is really beautiful. So that was mine. Did you have any disappointments, Morgan?
Epcot Forever, because all the other shows are done. They're just so well done, and I would have rather seen like end my day on something more magical, but it was still good. I just don't remember it that much.
Yeah, I guess for me, the only disappointment would be all the construction. There was a lot of construction going on around the front of Future World.
Oh, yeah.
And so it really kind of like obstructed the nice views that you get walking into Epcot. There was a lot of just big construction fences, and you kind of had to walk weird ways to get to things, but there was good signage, and I'm excited for what's to come, if it's still to come, hopefully. Cross our fingers with everything that's going on right now. But I'm excited to see what that becomes in the future. What was your favorite attraction?
Mine was Meeting Sleeping Beauty.
Meeting Sleeping Beauty? That's a good one. I would say I really enjoyed Meeting Goofy, but my favorite attraction at Epcot, I think, is still Test Track. I really like what they did with being able to build your own sim car, and everything worked well for us this time. I know the first time I rode it, sometimes it doesn't come up on the screen with your statistics, but it worked really well for us, and it was a lot of fun. And of course, we love roller coasters, so it's very similar to a roller coaster towards the end of the ride, which is a lot of fun. What was your favorite food?
That's hard. That's really hard, because the food was all so good.
Yeah, I gotta look back.
I have to look back.
I think mine was the lobster tail. It wasn't the most filling, but I mean, I could have eaten like 4 or 5 of those.
I'm not gonna answer. Everything was good. I would say, I guess like my biggest surprise for the food was that the Flower and Garden Festival had such good food.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I don't know.
I also like the lobster bisque, if you're not gonna give me
Oh yeah, that's good, lobster bisque. And then my favorite memory, I mean, I guess I'll say, I don't want to keep saying the same thing, but mine was like meeting, I think my favorite memory was Evan meeting Goofy. Like getting to experience that with him, because I know it was so fun.
Yeah. I would probably say the opposite of mine was you meeting Princess Aurora and being starstruck by her. And,
Yeah.
And then we got able to get a picture with her and everything. So, right.
And we're back
Everybody
together
stay safe
again.
out there. We're back together for the time being.
So, yeah, everybody wash your hands, wear your mask,
Yes.
stay safe.
Stay safe.
And
If you like our video, share it with your friends, subscribe.
yeah, definitely share it. We have all social media platforms at Coaster Keepers if you want to find us on there. But I guess we'll see you in the next review.
See you.